Welcome to the All Four Downs podcast. We are now in week 16 of the NFL, and we have nothing but predictions and everything else. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Obi-Wan, with my boy, Hector V in the house. What
What?
up? It's all good. We're alive without the our exciting introduction. Probably see it at the very end, but hey, we got plenty of football going on even right now. A great game, and I hate to say it, but I wish this type of game will happen on an actual regular Sunday, and there's no other than the Rams versus the Seahawks. But neither Hector and I actually chose this game for a prediction, kind of staying away. But right now, the Rams got the ball at the very beginning, and we'll stay tuned to that as we go along with our podcast here. But Hector, it's fascinating how this season has started. How it started and how it's wrapping it up. There's a lot of surprises here.
Oh yeah, I mean we talked about from the beginning, the teams that were on top, and then all of a sudden it's like a flip the script, and now some of these teams are saying you can't see me, and some of them we can see, and yeah,
Mm, mm,
it flipped the script on us big time.
yeah, a lot of skills been flipped, and it seems like between the college football and the NFL this year, they kind of are playing the same tune, right? Coaches getting fired. We got some NFL coaches fired. We have, players getting in trouble. NFL players getting in trouble. There's a lot going on, and then all of a sudden, now we're looking at the playoff picture and some surprising teams like the New England Patriots, right?
Yes, yeah,
The Denver Broncos on top of the AFC, right? Um, LA Rams on top. So it's like a lot of people predicted to see the Chiefs back, and now they're officially eliminated. So it might be good for the Chiefs, to be honest with you, because the fact that they've been on top for so long, I think now they could regroup, get their players that they need, and in fact, be in a comfortable position for a good draft pick and build that team up around Patrick Mahomes.
hmm yeah. I mean, look, the Chiefs are taking a step back, and it's unfortunate what's happened to Patrick Mahomes. But sometimes reality hits us in the face. We're not going to always be on top. So it is what it
No,
is.
no,
I mean,
no.
so the Chiefs going to take a step back, just go back to the drawing board now. So it's all good. No, there's
Yeah,
nothing to be ashamed about. I mean,
no.
you had a great run. So
Had a
now,
great run, and you know, look, Tom Brady has been in this situation before. He bounced back and won many more Super Bowls. So it's
yeah,
not the end of the world. It was just one hiccup, and then you get back on the horse and do it right. And like I
yeah.
said, NFL Week 16 prediction show. But before we get started, let's look at the standings real quick here on first
Mhm.
down, and to focus on the AFC. Not much change in the top seven. They're all stayed in place.
Right.
Denver, New England, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, four teams leading their division. And then you have the Chargers and the Bills tied 10-4. The Chargers win the tiebreak over Buffalo based on the best win percentage in the conference games. As you can see, they're 8-2, while the Buffalo Bills are 7-3. That
Right.
all could change. And then you got the Houston Texans, which had a slow start, and now they're comfortable at 7 and still able to chase for the AFC South title.
hmm
The
Yeah.
very first half, you had Indianapolis winning. They were leading. Now, again, you said it so many times. They nose diving. uh, now you got Jacksonville and Houston there. 3 games left. What do you think? Is
Look,
Jacksonville going to be there, or will Houston take it?
that's an interesting question that you posed there because I mean these two teams have just lit a fire under themselves and the chase for the South the title. Uh,
Mm,
you could already count the Colts out of it; they're done for. I honestly, I'm not going to be hating on Jacksonville, but I think Houston can catch them. I mean, with the remaining schedule that the way it's looking, Houston is just posing fire right now. And look, you see the stat right there. They're 4-1 in division play. Yeah, I
Mhm.
get Jacksonville's 3-1, but dude, I mean, and they both got similar records in the conference play, so that could tell you that they're doing good within the conference itself. So I think it comes down to it. I think Houston can take them. They can over.
Look, Jacksonville and Houston are have a lot of similarities, but of course, Jacksonville has one game up on them. It will be interesting to see if they will end up in a tie because both teams split, and this week could be a difference maker between the two because Jacksonville lose and Houston wins will only have Houston not only tie Jacksonville, but Houston will be on top in first place because of the conference record.
Right,
Okay. And that's the only thing that's separating them two is the wins and losses in the conference. So be ready for that. But then again, still a couple of more games. It'd be interesting to see because they do not face each other at all in the remaining three. Let's take a look. Denver's already locked in, clinched the playoffs. Another win, and then they probably be ended up, actually, if they win this weekend, Denver wins, they clinch the AFC West. So that's pretty interesting there. New England, they're only a one game away. It could have helped more if they would have beaten Buffalo, but that didn't happen. So if they win, they get to clinch the playoffs, but not so much for the AFC East just yet.
right.
We talked about Jacksonville already, but Pittsburgh is an interesting one because not only is Pittsburgh only a game ahead, I mean they're tied with no, actually, no. Excuse me on that one. Pittsburgh is 8-6, but if they lose, and they could possibly, and I'm just saying, hypothetically, they could possibly get out of the playoff picture.
They could. I mean, looking especially like looking at this week's games,
Mm-hmm.
you know, yeah, Baltimore and Pittsburgh both got tough games going into this weekend's matchups.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, I feel like it almost favors the Ravens this week. So yeah, Steelers could be almost close to be on the outside looking in, even though with that one game
And what's
lead.
interesting is that Pittsburgh and Baltimore will face each other in week 18, the
Right.
last game. And it could boil down to where both of them are tied and the winner takes all in that game. That could
Mm-hmm.
possibly happen. And I'm also looking at the division record. Yeah, Baltimore is 3-2, right? So Pittsburgh, they're 3-1, but anything can happen there. But the advantage is that they don't want to be tied all the way because Pittsburgh has an advantage in the conference, right? So it's a sweep or no sweep, that type of deal.
You know,
Um,
yeah, and it's like it's almost like the schedule makers knew what they were doing. It's like they foretold the future. Going into Week 16 with matchups like Denver and Jacksonville. Week 15, New England and Buffalo. There's still a lot to play for. With these next
right,
3 weeks left, and it looks like all these playoff teams are matching up with each other all of a sudden late in the
right.
season, and that's what's good because we can see separation. What happens if Jacksonville pulls out the victory against Denver this week?
Oof.
Now can we say that Jacksonville could be a threat for the number one seed, right?
Jacksonville could go up to number. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jacksonville moves up to number two. Denver loses,
you
and I
know,
mean, there's a lot.
it's
There's
still
a
a lot.
lot across the board from 1 through 9. But should Baltimore Ravens lose, they're out, and now you only concentrate in the top 8. The Colts, there's just so much for the Colts
But
right now, but we'll get to all that. I'm more impressed on Buffalo being comfortable right now because the fact that their next 3 games is the Browns,
hmm
a competition with the Eagles, and then they
hmm
end the season with the Jets.
right. And see that you would think on paper that's 2 out of 3 wins, but New England. I mean, they can still catch New England because New England's for some reason they do not have them favored against the Ravens this weekend, which is
And,
kind of scratching my head on that one.
right, and you know what? I mean, look, New England went ahead and had this long winning streak, and
Yeah.
eventually it was going to snap, right? And I think that. because of their loss against the Bills, because I know they had a lead and they blew it.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna regroup. They got the staff and everybody else set to
Hmm.
regroup and replay it again. So I'm not counting out the Patriots, man. I think the
No.
Patriots will be locked in. I still favor them to win in the East, even though I had Buffalo at the beginning of the season winning that East. But the way they're playing, I don't think that if the Patriots and Bills will play again, Bills will not win. That's just my prediction there.
Yeah,
Uh,
and then we look at the Chargers who are 10-4 too. So that
mhm,
5-6 matchup, that 5-6 seed right there could be a flip flop. You
right.
know what we're looking at. So
Right. Let's go ahead and focus more. And I'll zoom it in real quick because I know my name is in the way here. Um, the Dallas Cowboys are mathematically still in because of that
that
half game. All
God,
right. Yes, yes, yes. So 6, 7, and 1, baby. But if you call that to all these kids,
six
six,
seven,
seven,
6-7,
get
and
out
with
of
that
here.
one
Bull crap.
percent, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
Keep dancing away. I like the memes about the Maury show and the Dallas Cowboys are right there, the whole players waiting for the verdict, and then they say you're not making the playoffs. Oh man, that was so beautiful. Um, look, the Rams already clinched number one. The question is, well, not number one, excuse me. They clinched the playoffs, but the
Yes.
question is, will they survive and win the NFC West? Or will Seattle win today, man?
Well, update right now. Seattle just scored a touchdown, so they're up right now with the extra point pending. They could be up 7-0 here in a minute.
Okay.
I'm digging the
I
green helmet. I'm digging the green helmet.
Yeah, I'm got a feeling that Seattle's gonna pull it off tonight. Just because their first meeting was by 2 points
Oh my God, yeah. They
and
they
it was at LA.
But how did they shut down the Rams for the second and third quarter and virtually the fourth quarter? Pretty much,
Mm,
I mean, they started off hot. The Rams started off hot in the first quarter, and then they cooled off.
right.
They let Seattle back in that game. I was like, but
Hmm.
if the Seattle does win tonight, could this be an opening for the 49ers to sneak in at
Yeah,
number
that's
for the
you got
West?
a great point there.
Ah,
Absolutely.
hey.
Because San Francisco is at 6, right? Their next 3 games against the Colts, the Bears, and the Seahawks.
The Bears is not an easy, it's not a walk game anymore. We're
No,
talking about
but
two
when you
tough
look at
games.
San Francisco, majority of the season, they've been banged up and still winning games.
I know it. So we cannot use the excuse that you got injuries because you're
Mhm.
finding a way to win. And again, we talk about with the AFC. Now the NFC is doing the same thing. Week 16, 3 weeks left, matchups after matchups, playoff matchups
Mhm.
happening now, and that could make a lot of separation by week. We could everything could be coming down to week 18.
Right. And
God.
then now you got this weekend the Bears and the Packers play. I mean, the Packers win, they're number 2. And then the Bears drop to number 7. Is that flip flop right there?
I know it. And then if the Bears were to lose their Packers, then they got to play the 49ers. What if they lose that game? Now does that start dropping the momentum for the Bears? Or if the Bears win both games,
No, 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 no. This even more interesting. You ready? Green Bay, San Francisco, and end the season with Detroit.
that's three tough games for the Bears.
I think the Chicago Bears, out of all teams, have the hardest schedule finishing the next 3 games.
And if they go 3-0, you can't tell me they should be a
You
favorite to
can't say they're not favorites to go to the Super Bowl. A
for real.
surprise.
For
If
real.
with a first year head coach
God.
leaving Detroit, that only tells you one thing: Detroit is missing their offensive coordinator.
Hmm.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. But interesting points. And like I said, look, LA Rams, Philadelphia, Tampa Bay, they stay where they are. It's the flip flop between the Bears and the Packers, Seattle, San Francisco, and Green Bay. Then you look at Detroit, still trying to hang on there. Carolina in the picture. Okay. They're fighting for the NFC South with Tampa Bay. So, regardless what happens in the wild card, they still got a chance to move up to number 4. And
Yeah.
guess what? they play this weekend.
Hmm.
So the only one odd team out left out is the Dallas Cowboy. Excuse me, the Dallas Cowboys. So and they're going against the Chargers. Yeah, yeah. Ouch.
I,
Um,
could we honestly say that if the Eagles win and the 49ers win, that should knock the Cowboys out, whether they beat the Chargers?
I'm not worried about the Cowboys, man. To be honest
I'm
with
just
you,
saying, because it's just this whole 1% thing is really irking my nerves. Why are you
now,
giving them hope? Why are they giving them hope?
but mathematically by percentile, if everyone else lose and they win, they could be in,
But
right?
but everybody got to play each other. That's what's crazy, though.
Exactly, exactly. And what if these guys beat each other up and all of a sudden Dallas moves forward? So I honestly, to be honest with you, I think if anyone was to sneak in, will be the Detroit Lions. Honestly, the Carolina Panthers will easily eliminate Tampa Bay. All right, so there's only one team in the NFC South. Let's put it
But
that way.
if you're saying Detroit will sneak in, who are they sneaking over? Who are they knocking out? The Packers or the Bears?
It's got
'Cause
to be the Packers. If the Packers lose to the Bears, you know what I mean? I think 49ers and Seahawks are locked in the playoffs already.
So even if the Lions win this weekend and the Packers lose, the Packers will still be ahead of them by percentage points.
Correct.
So it's
Correct.
like they still gotta wait. The Lions gotta win out.
And then the thing is, what is the factor of Michael Parsons not playing defense for the Green Bay Packers?
I
Will
think,
that be a factor?
yeah, I think so. One person can make a big difference. It seems like when it comes to the NFL.
Well, as far as the Packers concerned, that one hole that they filled, they became elite and became favorites to win the NFC.
Hmm.
I still think that the best defense, regardless, is the LA Rams. And I think they're playing conservative now that they made the playoffs. And I don't really think if they need to be away or home. I just got a feeling that defense is going to step up and the Rams will take this division. But
They could
what
take the division, yeah, but I still think that if they were to run into a buzzsaw in the playoffs, it's going to be somebody from their division. The Hawks or the Niners could be the team that could possibly knock them out.
well,
Possibly.
here's some possibilities here on second down, and I'll cover it because the Ravens are still fighting for a playoff spot. But this time last season, the Ravens and the Chiefs were locked in. Now the Chiefs are eliminated. The Ravens are suspect. Okay. And if you look over the two teams that are new into this picture are the Patriots and the Jaguars. Pretty awesome there in the AFC. In the NFC, well, we have the Commanders by Detroit Lions are still fighting, and the Vikings are out. On the other side, the Bears, Seahawks, and 49ers. So there's a lot of term. Well, there's two more teams. No, actually, one more team turbulent in the NFC. But you see that the competition at first it was a big flip flop. Now the true contenders are there on top, and we'll see how this will shape up when we move closer to the end of the season. Um, but with the end of the season, we have three teams fighting for the top draft pick. And right now, the New York Giants are leading the way at 2-12, tied with the Tennessee Titans and the Las Vegas Raiders. Interesting to me that that you pick your one of your games is with the Giants and you're going for the other team. I just feel like you're playing this draft pick games going on here instead
Well,
of going instead of
wait,
going for the champions. You're going for the lower level.
wait till next week when the Giants got to play the Raiders. Hmm.
Well, is it going to be in New York or in Las Vegas?
It don't matter. They'll tie.
No, get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here with that crap. Let's go ahead and move in third down. And again, the game's already official, already had started. The Seahawks are in the lead 7-0 against the Rams with 4:30 left in the first quarter. Uh, but hey, more to follow on that. If you got Prime Video, I guess that's how you watch it. And
Mhm.
soon the Rams are in the red zone pretty soon. But moving on to third down, here are my picks. And if you see the green check mark store in my picks, the green is Hector's. We agreed in 3 games. So I'll start it off. I have the Broncos beating the Jaguars. I think the Broncos will continue remain and finish undefeated at home, going 8-0. The Chargers will definitely knock out the Cowboys for good, and we ain't gonna talk about the Cowboys no more. And of course, the Chargers are still trying to keep up to the Broncos. The Texans feel like they're getting some good practice in Houston. They will take care of the Raiders. On the other side, I'm picking an upset. The Panthers will go ahead and defeat the Buccaneers in Carolina, home field advantage, and they're going to put a lot of pressure on Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay is going to be begging for these other two teams to step up. Oh, and by the way, there is no other two teams. Excuse me, because not only that the Panthers played the Bucks to this weekend, but they finished the season with the Bucks in Tampa Bay, and in between that, Seattle. So it's a must win for the Panthers right now.
But
Yeah,
hey, see, but the Panthers they beat the Rams, so they can beat the Seattle. They could be
if
Seattle.
the Bucks find a way to pull this off, okay, let's just say, bye bye Panthers. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying. Bye bye Panthers, because Panthers are not getting by Seattle, and if Seattle's still fighting a playoff spot, you definitely will be a shutout. Just saying. Just the Lions and the Steelers. I'll put the haterade up, and I am going for the Detroit Lions against the Steelers. I think the Steelers got lucky last week. The Lions are fighting with a lot of heart, and I do believe that being 5-2 at home, that the Lions will do good. I really do. And then with the Steelers defense a little bit slightly banged up, Detroit Lions should cover and win this game. And finally, Eagles over the Commanders. I mean, what happened between last year and this year? It's mine. It's going crazy. Um, but I just don't think Commanders have anything left. They ran out of gas. They got nothing. And without their star quarterback out for the season, they got nothing. Eagles unanimously defeats the Commanders. Your three games. Why'd you choose Broncos?
Look, I just like the way they're playing. I like the way Bo Nixon, this offense is just revving things up, and I just don't feel like Jacksonville is gonna win this game. They may keep it close, but I just don't think that Bo Nix is gonna make as many mistakes as his counterpart in Jacksonville. So I like Denver in this one. I just think they're really hot right now.
I want to know what's the secret on the second half, man. That's all I want to know.
There's something good, something brewing over there. I don't know.
Suspect. Lines over the Steelers you have. Why?
Yeah, I want to believe in the Steelers, but they're just inconsistent here. The Lions, like you said, they're playing with heart. They got more going on with themselves. They got more going on for them themselves than the Steelers. So I just think the Lions take this at home.
I
Yeah.
got the Steelers finishing 9-8. That's
Well,
just me.
then that means you got to having another winning season.
Yeah, sure. Mike Tomlin's still gonna have his streak continue. And
Yeah.
then lastly, you chose the Eagles over the Commanders.
You're right. Commanders are done with. I mean, they just did what they had to do against the Giants. Blah blah blah. We know the Giants story, but the Eagles are just more complete team. They're gonna win. They just gonna dismantle this Commanders team that's just depleted right now. So
Well, talking about depletion, you went depleting your final three games. Well, coincidentally, all these teams are eliminated. I don't know how you do this. I don't know why you're risking it, because they're going to be putting players that they've never played to see if they're going to stick around next year. But you got the Chiefs over the Titans.
I believe in Gardner Minshew, man.
You
I
sound
mean,
like you sound like that WWE superstar. I believe in Joe Hendry.
yeah. I'm digging the stash. No, the Gardner Minshew, man, he's had success against Tennessee. His numbers are pretty good against Tennessee. And
Mm,
so I think, he's still got some good weapons on offense. I think they're going to take care of a depleted Tennessee Titan team.
suspect. Vikings and the Giants.
Look, man, the Giants could put up 20, 25 points a game, but they can't seem to finish a game. And that's what scratching my head as a Giants fan. I think the Vikings just going to finish strong, even though
I
they're
don't even know why
eliminated.
you're surprised. There's not
Because the
like
Giants,
the coaching staff are You remember Brian Dable's fired. The defensive coordinator fired. Like
Hmm.
everybody is getting fired. Everyone's gone. That staff is going to be swept away. There's nothing left. And the only person still sticking around is the general manager.
Hmm.
Forget about it.
Forget
Forget
about
about it.
it. I get it.
Vikings might as well just put their third stringers on and still win this game.
And
Um,
that's what's confusing because the Giants can put the points up, but they can't seem to finish the game. I don't get
they're
it.
not organized. There's no coaches that are coaching. They're not. And if, dude, you got to look at it this way: when your head coach is fired and you're still losing games, you're not playing. You're not putting too much emphasis into this. The practice is not the same. They're not going to give their 100%. They're just going to show up. Hey, we're playing, and then when it matters most, they're not going to show up. And
Yeah.
I'm sadly to say, you're paying your ticket to watch this game. They're not going to give you 100%. I don't
Mm,
care what they say. So
yeah.
the Giants are tanking by purpose, right? With all that talent, they're still tanking just to get the number one draft pick.
So you're thinking they're going to give up? They're going to tank next week against the lowly Raiders who can't even score a point?
I won't be surprised if it's 3-3 going into the fourth quarter. Yes. And they're gonna blame it on the weather when it's nice and sunny in Las Vegas. All
Book
right.
it. I'll take the
Book
under in
it.
that game.
The Jets and the Saints. I can't believe you. You should be punished. You should be
Yeah.
given a fine for like even the Giants game or the Jets, any New York game except for the
Yeah.
Bills. You should get fined. I'm gonna take 5 wins away from you.
Yeah.
Be like college football.
You know what's sad? Even if you take 5 wins away, I'm still ahead of you. So,
For real. I'm gonna
yeah.
have to like regroup my math and
Look,
we're gonna have to go ahead.
I'm just interested to see what these rookie quarterbacks gonna do. I just want to see what happens here. The Saints got a chance to go on a 3 game winning streak. Okay. And I want to see which quarterback is gonna make the least mistakes here. You know, I'm surprised the Jets. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just
The Saints are wasting their time winning this game. If anything, I'll let the Jets win so I could get a better draft pick.
I know, but the Saints, they probably want to finish strong. Who knows?
For
I
who?
just for themselves. It's just
Oh,
it's just a
hey, guess
personal
what we
reason.
did the last month? We
Yeah,
played scrubby teams and won.
we beat the Jets.
Congratulations.
Hey, they at least they say they could beat the Jets and the Giants in the same season. As sorry as they
Who
are.
hasn't done that though? That's the thing. It's been a thing for the last few years, but all right, whatever, dude.
Yeah,
Moving on to fourth down, it's the final whistle. Bottom line is, we're gonna get of course, like always. Let's see if the picture is clear when we start doing the process of elimination. Well, how many teams will be eliminated this weekend, and who's gonna stay in contention? Already, the AFC has been depleted to 9 teams. The NFC only 10 teams. So much is going on, and there's a lot of clashing going on because it's not just about elimination; it's all about seeding.
yeah,
And if you remember the rules, only the number one team on both AFC and NFC has a bye week.
right.
So it's going to be interesting to see how everything plays out. Thank you for watching the All Four Downs podcast. Do you agree or disagree with our picks? Let us know in your comments below. And don't forget, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and Facebook and follow us on our website, 4downs3counts.com. Thank you for watching. Take care, everyone. Enjoy some football. Oh, yeah,
Just down.
baby.